Happy Tuesday!
My name is Olin.
My name's Nick.
And welcome
Into the dungeon.
After leaving the thick mists behind, your spirits are raised again, with the warm sun helping you on your journey. Around an hour or two passes, and you are ready to settle for some lunch. When you spot, just off the roadside, a cluster of canvas tents and wagons arranged in a semicircle around a crackling fire. Hanging lanterns sway from a makeshift archway mocking the entrance, with a wooden sign that reads, in Common and Elvish. Did you read and speak Elvish?
Yes, I do.
Well, you can see that it's written in Common and then underneath as well in Elvish. Camp of 1,000 trades, all sales final. Beyond you see a small figure with a fiery red moustache and a purple vest that's waving enthusiastically as you approach.
Come, trinkets, talismans, and true treasure. All honest. Mostly.
Remember, Wilbur, just refer to me as Grumpy.
Yes, Grumpy.
You'll be Egbert.
Okay.
Perhaps we're in luck and they've found our steeds. Although something tells me we may have to purchase them again.
Why, Miss Luna?
Hello there, friend.
Can I see what species he is?
So you've gotten closer, I imagine, yeah?
Yeah.
Alright, so you get off the main tradeway road and onto a side path, and a very short distance from the road you can see the campsite of this person that shouted out to you. To the right, you see the campfire, and beyond that, some biggish tents where you imagine are the sleeping quarters where they go to sleep. And just in front of you as you go on the path, you have this like open air tent. You know, it's like underneath a tent, but it's more of a top. It doesn't have a doorway or anything like that. It's just open. You can go in, and at the very end of this tent top thing is a table, and you see this individual that you can safely say looks like a gnome. Now beside him, flanking him on each side, standing up, are two stern-looking figures, one a male and another a female. Their fiendish heritage betrays them. You can tell they're tieflings. One of them looks very, very familiar. A female.
I didn't have a tiefling in my backstory. I'm a little perplexed.
Yeah, no, you didn't. But I'll let you think about it for a bit, as Nick, and if not, I'll let Arfharim do an intelligence check.
Trying to remember if my contact at the tower...
The lady that helped you leave...
She was dwarvish, wasn't she?
She was a dwarf, yeah.
No, Nick cannot recall any tieflings.
Right, roll an intelligence check for Arfharim. It's not going to be a difficult DC.
It's a total of 19.
Yeah, I mean, you more than clear it. Especially since it hasn't been too long ago that you saw this face. Arfharim is taken aback a second, like, I can't place it. I can't quite place it, but I swear I've seen this face, this person before. And it suddenly clicks. One of the posters you took.
Ooh!
From Captain John, back in Daggerford. You could swear that it's the exact same face.
Okay. This face that I recognize, just to clarify, you said it was the female tiefling?
It's a female tiefling, yeah.
How much was the bounty on her head?
This one's 25 gold.
Is she the one standing on the left or the right of the counter as I'm looking at it?
As you're looking at it, she's the one on the right.
Ooh.
The left one is a male. They look very similar. The only difference is one's a male, one's a female.
Well, do come in. Don't stand there, don't be shy. Have a look. Anything grabs your attention?
You wouldn't happen to have come across 2 horses, would you?
Horses? No. We don't sell livestock. We have all manner of trinkets, all manner of goods, but not livestock, no.
You see, we've just come from the misty forest. Ran into a bit of trouble.
Dangerous place, that one.
Yes. A couple of clawed creatures were there. We didn't get a good look at them. Would you happen to know what kind of creatures are patrolling the area there?
All manner of beasties in the misty forest. Trolls, goblins, troglodytes. A lot of different things. I can't say for sure what you saw, but I'm glad you evaded it.
Yes, we were very fortunate. See, I'm but a poor old man. This is my grandson, Egbert.
Nice to meet you both. What brings you to the tradeway anyway?
We're on our way to Willowshade Hollow.
I see, Willowshade Hollow.
Which reminds me, how far away are we at this point?
You're about a day and a half away still from Willowshade Hollow. Captain John told you it would take around 6 days. You've been 4.5 days already.
Okay.
We've had quite a long and hard travel here. Would it be alright to join your camp? Just for tonight.
Oh, but of course.
Safety in numbers, after all.
Oh, but of course.
We actually have our own tents, so as long as it's fine with you, we'll pitch up near you.
Yes, worry not. But if you don't want to set up yours, we have enough space in ours. They're big tents. Well, feel free to shop around. Maybe, Rilsa, show our guests around.
And he gestures towards the tiefling to your right. She nods, leaves his side, walks past you, and waits at the edge of the tent for when you're ready to join her.
She's going to show me around the camp or show me around the trinkets here?
Whatever you want, really. The gnome said, show them around. I mean, it could be around his wares or the whole camp itself.
I just want to have a little curious peek at what he's got.
So you can see all manner of items. You see flasks, glass bottles, all sorts of bags, other trinkets and curious artifacts. There's a eclectic collection that he has of things stashed away in boxes, in bags. This tent is full of it. It's hard to exactly know what each thing is.
You wouldn't happen to sell a scroll of sending, would you?
I have scrolls, I have ink, and I have quills. But then it's up to you to enchant the scroll with whatever spell you want. I don't particularly have a scroll of sending, no.
Do you also happen to buy trinkets, or do you only sell?
I buy, I sell. Depends what you offer, and what you have.
Well, I have this precious necklace. Exquisite.
Let me see it.
I pull out from the pouch the necklace that I found from the bandit camp.
Okay. You hand it over to him.
Yep.
He takes it with both hands, takes out a little eyepiece, an eye monocle thing that helps him, one of those, don't know the name, but what they use to
praise jewelry, yeah?
Yeah, to appraise jewelry and diamonds and all that. He takes a look at it carefully.
Yes, exquisitely made. How much did this cost you?
Oh, it's an old family trinket.
For how much are you willing to part with it?
Well, hopefully we can come to a fair deal. I understand that, of course, you will need to make profit on it. I recently had it appraised at Daggerford. Do you know the town well?
I've been through there, yes, many a time. We actually have a shipment to take there right now. Well, not right now, but in the coming days, we're making our way up.
Well, it was appraised by Father Borkal. Keen eye.
Yes, indeed.
He valued it at 200 gold.
Ooh.
But I'm willing to sell it for 150.
150, that's a good price indeed.
Leaves you quite a bit of margin for a profit as well.
Do you wish for gold only, or are you willing to exchange for other items?
At present, I would prefer the cold hard cash.
We have all sorts of magical and fantastic items. Are you sure? I could tempt you with some potions.
What kind of potions?
Well, I've got the healing kind. I've got potion of water breathing. Helps you breathe underwater, it does.
He takes out a seashell-shaped vial. Very curious.
What else? What else? The potion of invisibility. But perhaps this is a bit expensive for that necklace. It wouldn't be a fair trade. Let's see what I have that I maybe... yes. How about a wand of secrets? It whispers when you're near a hidden door. Maybe I'd be willing to give you a potion of fire breath. I'll drop it down to 150.
How many potions of healing would you be willing to trade for it?
Well,
Just for our listeners, as he mentioned the potion of water breathing, I had like a little shudder as I started remembering my time upon the brimstone.
Yeah.
These are homemade. Make them myself. They taste like cinnamon. I tell you what, I'll sell each one for 30, so I could give you 5 for the necklace.
That sounds like a fair trade. Let's do that then.
Very well.
And he takes out a box. Each potion is held in a different flask, different type of flask. They're clearly homemade. You're hoping that they are the real deal and that they do heal like they're supposed to. And he presents them to you on the makeshift countertop table he has here in the tent.
Okay, I'm going to add them to the pouch of distribution. But now that you've said that, I'm going to clearly distinguish them from the others. Because I do have some potions that I know are the real deal. So just in case these aren't, I'm going to have to make sure that I specify which ones I get.
Well, it's been a pleasure doing business with you. What is your name, friend?
Yes, my name is Tavian Velwith. Nice to meet you. This here is Bran.
And he gestures to the tiefling to his right.
And she is Rilsa.
And you see the tiefling patiently waiting at the other side of the tent to see if you want the two or not.
What are your names, by the way?
Well, this is my grandson, Egbert. My name is Yungrus.
Well, nice to meet you both.
It's been a pleasure doing business with you.
If you fancy anything else, we can talk numbers a bit later if you're going to stay the night.
Oh, my aching bones are calling for some much-needed rest.
It's still midday, though. It's not nighttime or anything like that.
Yeah, but I'm old, so...
Okay, fair enough, just in case.
It's going to take a while to set up camp, and
Yeah, sure.
I'm a bit sus about this woman that I've got a wanted poster on as well, so...
All right. Worry not.
Then, I'll see you later. We could share some hearty stew over the campfire later.
That sounds wonderful.
So Wilbur and I want to start making our way to Rilsa and ask her to show us exactly where we can pitch our tent up for the night.
Okay. She nods and gestures you to follow. She walks out of this makeshift shop, turns left towards the campfire. She shows you around the campfire.
Here is where we have our meals. We'll call you when it's ready. If you want to keep yourself warm, feel free to do so. Beyond here is our camps. If you don't wish to set anything up, you're free to get a hammock. There's enough space. We do have wandering travelers come and stay with us from time to time.
I assume there's a cost for that, though.
No. Especially for those that have already paid. You see, we try to provide a good service for our customers and would-be customers. Just a day of a hammock means nothing to us. And usually, happy guests end up spending more in the shop than they would have by renting out the hammocks. But anyway, if you wish to make your camp, anywhere is good. This is at the end of the day, open wilds, we don't own this land, but you can do so as close to the campfire as you want.
I think we will. Little home comforts, Tent that we're familiar with.
Of course, I understand. I am, myself, far away from my own home. But, alas, I call this home now. This wandering caravan and market.
Where is your home?
Far away. It's of no importance.
And you're heading towards Daggerford, or?
Daggerford right now, yeah. As Tavian said, we have a shipment to take there.
Well, this looks as good a spot as any. Come, Egbert. Let's pitch up our tent here.
Yes, Grumpy. Let me do the hard lifting. You're old now. I don't want you getting hurt.
So I leave Wilbur to pitch up the tent, and I spend some time writing in my little journal.
Do you guys need any help or anything?
Oh, it's very kind of you. Just a quick holler when the stew is ready.
Very well. I'll go back to Tavian.
And the tiefling leaves.
As she leaves, I want to see if there's anybody else around us.
Do a perception check.
It's a total of 17.
From where you are, without going into the tents or anything, there doesn't seem to be anyone. You don't hear anything either. It seems to be an empty camp besides the three you just met. The tents right next to you, as Rilsa said, seem to be the sleeping barracks. And behind the tent where you met Tavian and just bought the potions from, you can see a stack of a number of crates.
Okay, so now that I'm confident we're alone...
We must be very careful, Wilbur. That tiefling. She's on one of the posters from Captain John.
Oh, you don't say.
That's why I've insisted on having our own tent here.
Oh, well, maybe we should leave.
No, I'd rather be here, I think. Be easier to see if there's any foul play afoot.
Okay.
Fortunately, I only need 4 hours of rest. So if you and Timmy take the first watch, for 4 hours I can take the rest of the evening.
Are you gonna sleep now?
No, not now.
Oh, okay.
Tonight,
Okay, yes.
after our reading lesson.
Oh, again?
Yes, Rilbo, we're making much progress.
Oh, I don't know. I tried to read something before, and I hurt my brain.
It'll take a little getting used to. But you're doing well.
So whilst you're jotting down on your diary, Wilbur diligently puts up the tents. He's got quite the hang of it by now, and he makes short work of it. He finally sits down on the campfire once it's done, waiting for the day to pass. Are you doing anything other than the diary?
No, not this time.
The rest of the afternoon passes without much to note. Very few people pass by the tradeway. Some merchants, some people riding horses, but no one stops on their way past. You do, from time to time, hear the sound of a horse or horses a bit further away behind the tent where supposedly are the sleeping quarters. You kind of ascertain that probably that's where Tavian keeps his livestock or his horses for travel. But other than that, nothing much happens, and when the sun starts to set, Tavian, which has been coming in and out of his tent from time to time, checking the boxes at the back, moving stuff around, packing things, taking things out from other boxes, finally comes out and sits by the log fire, by the campfire, and brings a pot to boil.
Well, I shall make my speciality. Crocodile stew. Yes. Have you had crocodile before?
No, I can't say I have.
Well, quite a tasty stew, yes?
Can I do a nature check to see if I know if crocodiles are common in this area?
Yeah. Roll a nature check.
That's a dirty 20.
Yeah, you'll know from your time spent around the area, the Salt Coast, there's quite a few rivers around here that have the possibility of having crocodiles in their waters.
Okay.
So it's not something really far-fetched or something that you should be suspicious of. Not something that perhaps is normally eaten, but it wouldn't be the first time that you perhaps see crocodile in a menu. So he sits there by the campfire, slowly moving around, pouring and putting stuff into the pot. And after a while, it starts to bubble, and the smell that comes from it is delicious.
You seem like quite the chef.
Well, yes. When you live from town to town and camp to camp, you have to make do with what you have, and you learn a lot of tricks. I'm lucky enough to be in the trade business, so a lot of different herbs and spices come my way. As a matter of fact, we're delivering quite a few crates of saffron to Daggerford in the coming days.
You frequent there very often.
Yeah, well, we frequent the tradeway, and we do stop by Daggerford often. It's been a while, though, since we were there last. Probably take us around 4 days to get there. Maybe a bit more. But we're not far away now. You came from Daggerford yourself.
Yes, we left there about 4.5 days. Should be careful on those misty forests. Those beasties may still be there.
Yes, we try to steer away from the forest as we start getting close to it. It's a bit of a harder terrain, harder track, but it's safer as we're not so close to the damned forest.
And you were accompanied, from what I see.
Yes, I carry my bodyguards. If it weren't for them, I'd probably be 6 feet under by now. It's not the first time we've been attacked by bandits or marauders.
What is the road like from here to Willowshade Hollow?
Well, easy going. But there's rumours of Willowshade Hollow. I'm not sure what you're looking for there.
Just a stop on the road. Little else.
It's a very small hamlet. Nothing much, apart from the forsaken Folly of Sorrows.
Do you know anything about the hymn, I believe they call it?
Yes. I don't know much, but I know there's something there. Something preying on would-be adventurers, or people stupid enough to wander in looking for treasure and secrets.
Wander into the hollow, you say?
Yes.
So the hamlet itself is dangerous?
No, I mean to the Folly of Sorrows. Not the town itself. to the actual tower. It's a few hours away from the hamlet itself. Those who wander there seldom come back. Or at least that's what the rumors say. All I know is of what I've heard. I haven't experienced any of this firsthand. I know well enough to stay away from trouble.
Yes, otherwise you wouldn't have much business. If you were 6 foot under, as you put it.
Exactly. There is a tavern, though, at the Willowshade Hollow. The Wistful Lantern, it's called. Perhaps you could find more information there.
Well, as with any town, that would be the first port of call.
Yes, you think like a seasoned traveller.
It's been a while since I've been on the road. Just on my way to visit some family.
Sounds like an endearing trip with your grandson. I hope you have a safe passage to wherever you're going.
Thank you, that is very kind of you.
Anyway, I think the stew is done. Have a taste.
Nick gets a big label and pours some into a deep bowl. You see pieces of meat float in between some vegetables, and he passes it to you. Quite hot.
Start blowing into my bowl.
Calls out for Rilsa and Bran, that was still putting stuff away in the shop, and they come out, sit around the campfire. Don't speak much, especially Bran, and starts having the supper. Tavian also hands a bowl out to Wilbur, which looks at you and looks at the bowl and doesn't know what to do.
Aren't you hungry, boy?
Oh, my grandson is what they call a vegetarian.
Vegetarian?
Yes, he only eats vegetables and cheese.
Well, worry not. We've got a big wheel of cheese there in the pantry. Rilsa, why don't you go over and fetch it for us?
You could always scoop out the crocodile if it's not to your liking.
No. Worry not. We have enough to go around for everyone, and for everyone's preferences. Want people here to feel at home.
Rilsa wanders off a few feet away to another small tent that's detached from the sleeping quarters. And she walks out with a big wheel of cheese, already cut in parts. Cuts a big slice for Wilbur and tosses it over to him. He looks down sheepishly.
Oh, thank you. I hope it wasn't much trouble.
No, it was fine.
So we go about eating our dinner, not wanting to chat too much. Arfharim's a little suspicious, given that he recognizes the face of Rilsa. And after a while, he's just been drinking water and having his stew. He doesn't want to consume any alcohol. He wants his wits sharp. And after finishing his food and seeing that Wilbur has finished his cheese.
Well, you've been a very kind and gracious host. But at my age and at this hour, it's probably wise for me to retreat back to our tent. Start preparing to get back on the road again in the morning.
Very well, it's up to you. I've got a lot of stories and tales to share when the sun finally goes down and around the campfire, warm. It's been a while since we haven't had people stay over the night. But if you're feeling tired, I of course understand.
You have me intrigued with stories.
Well, the tales that one picks up through the road with our time traveling. But again, worry not.
Oh, it would be rude if you have a tale to tell.
I have many tales.
What do you say, Wilbur? A bedtime story before we hit the sack.
I don't know, Arfharim.
And he starts nervously looking at Rilsa and at you, and
I suppose a quick story wouldn't matter. We have an early morning, but a quick story would be fine.
Then is agreed. We will hear one of your glorious tales before going off to bed.
Ah, perfect. Bran, fetch the lute. A story's better told with music.
Oh, dinner and a show.
Yes, that's right. A dinner and show. Sit down.
and he gets up.
This tale is a recent one, actually. It's a tale about the crocodile we just ate. Tale of how I found it and how we fought it. Curious tale. We were some days out of Borskir Bridge, heading up towards Dragonspear Castle to eventually make our way to Daggerford. Our cart was laden with all these crates, as I said, saffron, all the way from Elturel to be delivered to Daggerford. It was a slow process, a slow journey up. And on that day, out of nowhere, along the path, this crocodile appeared. We were close to the Highmoor, so it didn't seem suspicious. Our horse, Matilda, the poor thing, got spooked and ran off. Luckily, Rilsa was able to run and keep track of her and slow her down. But in the meantime, the crocodile attacked. I'm no fighter, but Bran here, he's capable. Very capable.
And you see Bran just strumming a heroic tune right now. He went from mysterious to heroic as soon as his name got mentioned.
Yes, and Bran with a quick fight and a precise swipe of his daggers pierced the hard scales of this croc and made short work of it.
You can see that perhaps he's not the best storyteller. Yeah, you can maybe see why no one's staying around or stopping by. Perhaps people that have stayed before
Know what to expect.
know
yeah.
what to expect, yeah. It feels like it's just a day that, like, you've been through worse than crocodile attacks. But there are some weird things in the story, like what's a crocodile doing in the middle of the road? I mean, certain things don't add up.
But anyway, he made quick work of him. And before you know it, I was making crocodile stew. And that is the story of how heroic Bran defeated the crocodile.
Why was the crocodile crossing the road?
Is this a joke?
It sounds a little like one.
Yes. Why?
I don't know, why would a crocodile cross the road?
I thought you were saying a joke, like why did the chicken cross the road? I don't know, I just found it there. I imagined the Heim was quite close, it maybe got lost. Now that I think of it, poor crocodile maybe had little crocs that are now... Anyway, I don't know, it just attacked us. Maybe it smelled the saffron? Or maybe...
Maybe it smelled you.
Maybe it smelled me, yes. Or maybe the horse. Did chase after the horse for a bit. But luckily, Rilsa here, as I said, brought it back. After a while, safely. The crates untouched. Everything in order. And we carried on, and here we are, in the flesh itself.
What a narrow escape.
Indeed.
A truly heroic tale.
Exactly. That's why I tell it, and often.
How often, if this was only recently?
Well, every time I get a chance.
And you see that Bran is still playing and rolling his eyes like they are probably the ones that take the full brunt of these stupid, I mean, like, not stupid, but yeah, these mundane tales. And as they're probably his only company for long stretches of time, they probably heard it hundreds of times already.
Well, that was fascinating. Hopefully I don't have a nightmare of crocodiles now.
I hope not. I just tell stories to entertain, not to scare. If you want another one, I'm sure I can think of something.
Oh, it's getting late.
Are you sure?
When you get to be my age, you really value the simple things in life. Like a good night's sleep.
Sounds good. I hope you do have a good night, you and your grandson. And I shall see you in the morning before you set on your way.
My sincere gratitude again for allowing us to camp here with you. Come now, Egbert. Let's retire.
So you and Egbert, Wilbur for our listeners, retire into your camps, into your tents. Is someone taking watch?
Yeah, I want Wilbur to take watch for 4 hours. Discreetly, you know. It's not like he needs to be patrolling outside the tents, just...
I was going to ask, is he going to be like outside and looking? Is it going to be obvious that he's actually taking watch?
No, I want him to be sat in the tent, just, you know, keeping an eye on the entrance. And I'm guessing Timmy doesn't need to sleep.
No, not really.
So I'm going to ask Timmy as well to be in the ethereal plane, but outside the tent, just keeping watch.
Do you want him wandering around or just in a specific spot?
I want him keeping an eye in particular of Rilsa.
Okay, and have you told him about the similarities of the poster and Rilsa?
I hadn't, but I will brief him on that as I ask him to keep watch.
Right.
You know, kind of explain why I'm a little bit on edge.
So you've asked him to leave the book and you're talking to him. Remember that you're quite close to the campfire. Actually, you can still hear Tavian going on and on with another tale that's as mundane and as boring as the one he just told.
Yeah, so I would be telling him softly.
Okay.
Just so, you know, I recognize this tiefling from the wanted posters, although Tavian really hasn't given us any cause to be suspicious. It does seem a little strange to Arfharim that they're going so openly up to Daggerford when she's quite literally wanted there on these posters, so Arfharim can't help but feel something's a little odd about this camp. So he just wants to rest for 4 hours, so he gets his full long rest. And once Wilbur's watch finishes, he'll swap over with him. And essentially he just wants Timmy to be keeping an eye on Rilsa.
Okay, so I'd say it's about 8-ish o'clock now when you're finished up and talked to Timmy and told him about what you want from him and all that. And you lay to rest whilst Wilbur's sitting at the end of your tent, keeping mostly ear out for anything because it's a closed tent. So I imagine he doesn't have eyesight unless he opens from time to time to check. But he's doing it discreetly as to not attract unwanted attention. Timmy does leave. You see him disappear into the ethereal plane, what you can imagine is what he's doing, and you don't hear him for the rest of the night. I'd say roll a perception check for Wilbur.
Total of 18.
Okay, Wilbur has been listening out for the 4 hours, and he's heard a fair few tales coming from Tavian. For them, they were quite riveting. If you were to ask him, he'd say they were riveting tales. He probably won't say riveting, though. He'd probably use another word. He'd probably say they were I don't know, whatever. But I don't think riveting would be in Wilbur's dictionary.
Probably exciting is as big a word as he gets.
Yeah. But, I mean, are you waking up now that his 4 hours are done?
Yeah.
He would tell you, if you ask him, that there hasn't been nothing of concern to report. They've been awake outside, playing music and talking loudly most of the 4 hours you've been out. It's now nearing midtime, and you can actually hear them walk off from the campfire and into their tents.
Oh, can't believe they've been up all this time. Hope it wasn't too hard of a watch, Wilbur.
No, it was exciting. The tales he was telling were quite entertaining.
More crocodiles crossing roads. Well, Wilbur, think it's time you get some shut-eye.
Oh, thank you. I'm tired. I haven't seen Timothy. He didn't come back.
Well, he's just keeping watch on Rilsa. Unlike us, he doesn't need to sleep.
Oh,
He's a ghost.
oh, it's scary.
No, Timmy is fine.
Well, good night.
Good night, Wilbur.
He grabs his blankie and his duck plushie and rolls over to sleep.
So as he's going off to sleep, I peek into the little birdhouse on my staff,
Mm-hmm.
and I check to see how Tammy's doing.
Well, she's doing fine. You can see she's grown a bit since last time. She's more or less the size that you've always known her to be now, before she disappeared. And she hops on your shoulder.
Oh, it's like you read my mind. I was just about to beckon her to come and sit on my shoulder.
Don't have to. She knows your needs and what you want. She knows you want a bit of company. You're missing your sister Tammy.
Yeah, that underwater
Yeah.
breathing potions flared up all these old memories.
Yeah, you've dreamt about it. I imagine you've had a few unwanted dreams, reminders of what happened back in the Brimstone. And Tammy, your pet with a namesake of your sister, knows this. She understands you. Hops on your shoulder to give you a bit of company, bit of comfort.
Oh, Tammy, if only I had taken that scroll to speak with animals. The stories you could tell. Most peculiar. Still do not understand it. Where you went, or how you came back. As an egg, it appears. Come to think of it, is that shell still inside your birdhouse?
And I start looking to see if there's eggshells still in the birdhouse.
Yeah, you can feel around and notice there's a few eggshells left. Some of them may have fallen out as you've been wandering the road, but there is a few remnants of a shell.
I spend the rest of the evening comforted by Tammy on my shoulder, just writing in my journal, pondering, still, even after all this time, what I should do with the scroll of sending.
Okay. So are you keeping watch? Are you trying to listen out for anything that may be amiss?
Yeah, I'm just keeping an ear out, reassured that Timmy is undetected, and just keeping an eye out on Rilsa.
Okay, roll a perception check.
Total of 14.
You keep an ear out, trying to listen in for anything. As you well say, you're a bit suspicious of this Rilsa character. The whole situation here, seeing as she's on a wanted poster. A few hours pass, And you don't hear anything out of the usual bit of snoring coming in from the sleeping quarters, the sleeping tents close to you. You hear the horse neigh from time to time. The campfire growing ever silently. The rustle in some of the trees as the wind blows past them. And then...
Arfharim,
Yes, Timmy.
it's about Rilsa.
What is it, Timmy?
Not much. She's stepped outside of a tent a few times. I saw her reading a letter. Couldn't make out much of what it said, if I'm to be honest. She kept it close to her.
Anything suspicious about her actions, though?
Well, she's been rummaging around the crates quite a bit. Like if she's checking for something, or looking for something. I don't know.
Do you think she's trying to steal from her employer?
She hasn't taken anything out, but has been rummaging through them. The crate's at the back of the tent. She didn't step into the shop or anything like that. I saw her set the letter beside her camp bed, inside the sleeping quarters. I may be able to retrieve it if you want, but I don't know if we should get involved.
Just keep an eye on her. If she doesn't do anything that is of concern to us, we should leave in the morning anyway.
Very well.
Keep a careful watch on her. If she retrieves anything from those crates, please let me know.
Will do, Arfharim.
And he disappears back into the ethereal plane.
I wonder what it is she's looking for, Tammy. Something tells me that our host may not be aware that she's wanted in Daggerford. Something doesn't add up here. Why would he so openly say that they're on the road there with a criminal? A wanted woman.
I spend the rest of the watch reading through the book on demons and contracts and all that jazz that I picked up from the library.
Okay. You do read more about different types of devils and demons and fiends.
I'm keeping a particular lookout for anything in the book to do with tieflings.
I mean, there is a mention of them. After all, they do have infernal heritage, but nothing that would suggest that every tiefling, or any for that matter, is directly involved with devils, or that they are evil by nature. I mean, the heritage is sometimes from a long line of mixed blood with fiends or devils.
Very well. Do the posters that I took from Captain John say what they're wanted for, or does it just say wanted and a bounty?
They just say wanted. Perhaps if you would have asked there, he would have more specifics of each individual, but the poster itself just says wanted and the bounty.
Actually, that reminds me. Is this the one, because there was a lady in one of the posters and he wanted her alive, not dead. Is it this tiefling?
No, it's not this one.
Oh, okay. Very well. I just carry on reading through my book on demons then.
All right, so a few more hours pass. Roll me another perception check.
It's a total of 8. Getting a little tired reading this book.
Yeah, you're dozing off from time to time. You hear a faint shuffle whilst you're reading. Pricks your ears a bit. The top of a tent moving aside. But then after that, you hear like a muffled voice, but just one. Like you can't make out detail or information. It's coming from quite a distance away, you can tell, but the wind is slowly blowing in your direction, which picks up the noise a bit and carries the voice, the muffled tones. As I say, you can only make out one voice.
Do I recognize it?
It's hard, but knowing that there's only 3 people here, you can kind of tell it's Rilsa's voice.
I knew it. What you doing? I'll try and peek from my tent, see if I see anything.
Are you trying to hide the fact that you're looking?
Yeah, sort of just, pulling it slightly and looking cautiously.
Roll stealth as you do this.
Just as a reminder for listeners, that's blind, so I don't know what I've rolled.
So you try and slowly open the
Oh no, try.
tent, make as little noise as you can. As you do so, a spider that had seemingly been crawling over the front of the tent, of the top that would close the tent off to the outside elements, falls onto you, making you jump back in sudden fright. It's not that you're afraid of spiders or anything, or are you?
No, I'm not.
But
although Nick is horribly scared of spiders.
So it's more of the shock that you weren't expecting it. you weren't sure if it was someone attacking or something falling on you. You step back, but as you do so, you step on Wilbur. Wilbur instantly stands up.
Oh, what's wrong?
And as he does so, clumsily falls over, and both of you tumble a few feet, the tent collapsing over you.
Oh, shit.
And that is where we're gonna leave it.
Damn. I think it's safe to say that was a natural one.
Yeah, that was a natural one.
Damn. So much for trying to be quiet and discreet.
I mean, you weren't really... It wasn't hard to be quiet in that situation, because it was just opening the tent. But the fact that you rolled a natural one, it was... As we play sometimes, we have catastrophic events happen when you roll a natural one. So instead of a critical hit, it's a catastrophic hit to you.
I can just picture it now. Oh dear. What will this ruckus cause now?
You'll have to wait one more week, only 1 week, to find out.
Oof, that's a long time. If you can't wait a whole week, visit our website www.i2td.com and follow the links there to everywhere where you can find Into the Dungeon. Whilst you're there, make sure to visit our Buy Me a Coffee page by clicking on that little cup of coffee, the top right of the page. That'll take you to our page, and if you so choose and you wish to support the podcast and help us continue to make these, what I hope are wonderful episodes, you can do so by making a one-off donation. It's not just a way of supporting the podcast physically, but it's also a nice little way for you to be a part of the stories we tell and help shape the adventures we play, as your coffee directly translates into an in-game potion.
If you cannot donate or wish not to, worry not, because you can still help us out tremendously by leaving reviews, giving us some ratings on your podcast player of choice, and, liking and subscribing to her YouTube channel. All of that helps us, and we are grateful for it. Also, spread the word of Into the Dungeon if you have any friends or families that may find this entertaining. Again, thank you very much. And with all that said and done, it's now over to the end of the episode club.
The last one standing.
Oh yes, where we give you a password, you use said password in a comment, and that way we know that you are the last one standing, the true El Guillomas brother, and you have made it all the way to the very, very end of the episode. Do you have a password for us this week?
Why, yes I do.
Well, tell us. Don't keep us waiting.
Today's password is spinning a tale.
Ooh, I like it. I like it. Let me try and guess why it's spinning a tale. First off, because of the tale that Tavian told you.
Yep,
Right, the crocodile tale.
that's 50% of it.
50%, and the other 50% is because of the spider, because it spins a web.
Oh, yes it is.
So it's spinning a tail. I like it. So that's the password right there. Use it in the comment, as we mentioned, and we'll keep an eye out for your creations. With all that said, we hope to catch you next time as we delve
Into the dungeon.